So, you and I met, see, Kevin, in 1988 when you were an intern on Letterman. Wow. Did you become very wealthy like our friend Daniel Kellison, who was also an intern on Letterman around that time? Uh, I hope so. I hope so. Jen, you got the same shirt. I'm glad to hear it. Uh, yeah, so I might have to Google you, Kevin, because the name I'm not anyway. Who can remember all the things? The Alzheimer's is powerful on some days. On some days, anyway, um, it's good to see you again, or it was good to see me again. Guten Tag, Don. Yes. Mm. Yeah, I dressed up. I dressed up because I realized that I was wearing the same shirt from yesterday, and I thought, oh, I can't, I can't do that. That's never good. So I put on the other shirt. Um, yeah, I don't think it is a COVID pattern. This is some, they're flowers, I think, and well, I'm sure they're flowers. They're like some kind of tree flowers, like dogwood. Although dogwoods are usually whitey yellow, I think they're like cherry blossom, maybe. I got this shirt in Melbourne, Australia, at a great shop that I'd love to visit again if we're allowed to leave the country. Kevin, you're not Rob Burnett. Yes, I didn't think you were. Um, so good times on Tuesday. Belinda's at the beach having a surf. She tried to talk me into taking a day off on a day off the show on what day did she want to go? Thursday, where she's also going to be gone surfing, I think. And I said I can't do it. I can't. I can. I only want to give people more of an advance notice that I'm going to be missing. But so she may be missing twice this week, and his video is fuzzy. Flavia, hello, Sister Sue. Yeah, I think I've got a good connection. I'm gonna be experimenting with a new internet service provider, or ISP as they call them. I've been on the Frontier, which used to be Verizon FiOS. Remember when they told us Verizon FiOS? That was the technological future. Well, they changed their name to Frontier because they weren't as good as they'd hoped, I think, or Frontier bought them or some BS like that. So, so I'm going to try this new one called Wander. That's some kind of tower wireless internet, wireless to your house internet, where they put a receiver on your roof. That guy's coming on Thursday, which is why I can't go surfing. Sally, hello. Um, yeah, I need to have a contest to see who can guest host. Well, as soon as I figure out how to do the Zoom to Facebook Live, that can happen because once I've got to do a little technological shakedown of that with a friend at a low. Not we can't be trying that for the first time for a show. But once I figure out how to do that, then I could have a guest host on days when it's just me. But to be honest, sometimes it's nice to just be me and just talk. And today is Bible story and letter from Grandma, so it is pretty easy. The bandwidth for Wander Ed is 50 down, 25 up, which is more than I get on what I've got now, the Frontier. By the time it converts to Wi-Fi, I'm getting less than that, and so they guarantee that on Wi-Fi. So I'm we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, Don, yeah, twice this week Belinda's going to be going. The barbarians are at the gates. Varinus isn't over, but Belinda is acting like Varinus is over. And even if Varinus was over, this may be the new normal for me. This may be I may be already at my new job. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay as well as my old job, but fortunately, it's rewarding. Not quite as rewarding as the old job, but we're working some bugs out. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. One step forward, two back with line of sight microwave. I'm not sure if it's line of sight microwave. The technician is the person who you talk to book the appointment to have the guy come out is not quite as savvy to what's going on as the guy. So when the technician comes out, I'll be able to tell you what kind of deal it is, and we'll be able to try that. Joe Dinky says, "Are you Jake's father?" I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I have a father whose name is Jake, So I'm his son, and I am older than I once was. So I may seem as though I'm my own father. If you go on YouTube and watch some of the videos of me, I started comedy when I was 21, and I started doing Letterman when I was 27. And at this point, I am old enough to have a 27-year-old son named Jake. But I would not have done that. I would not have named my kid my same name. I do get it. I get why you'd like to do that, and I think it's great, unless you're super successful. If you're super successful, then you kind of stick them in your shadow and you make it so it's always a comparison. So I'd be worried about that. Jen, you're saying you promise you won't send any more F-bomb merchandise. Are you kidding me? That's what's keeping Belinda going. She was just, before she left, she wanted to go try on some F-bomb merchandise. All right. Yeah, I'm going to hang in there, Joe. Thank you. Wander website says $25 a month. Yes, Ed, you're right. It says $25 a month, and then they tell me you get the router thing for your house, which then you can connect to your own Wi-Fi broadcaster thing for free for the first year, then $3 a month after that, so $28, all included, tax, everything included. Pretty good rate. Yeah, Julie, you did promise not to send any more spam. Very sweet of you. Keys, your brain exploded. Yeah, it's exciting. Well, that's what I'm saying, is it is exciting for me to speak uninterrupted, although I do have to say that one of the nice things about the show has been, for Belinda and I, it's been a fun thing to do together, and it's been kind of good for our relationship, in spite of how weird at times it may have seemed to be watching us go through some difficulties. Now, this is the problem. My lighting situation is good, but not great. And the story from the children's Bible, this is a Bible and my Bible, and it's the son of Zechariah. Yesterday I thought it was Zechariah, but it's Zechariah. I didn't even know that was a name. But these Bible folks are crafty, and it's handy for us that the Bible is in English, isn't it? So Zechariah is an old guy. He and his wife Elizabeth, he's a priest, and he goes to the temple, and he's going to put he's given the honor to throw some incense on the incense burner. And I don't know what kind of temple it is, because they say it's an honor for him to be able to put the incense on the burner, even though the guy is a priest. It's an honor for him to be able to put the incense on the burner. So he goes in, he puts the incense on the burner, and a lot of the other congregants are outside. Maybe it's hot, and so only the priest is allowed to go in where their altar is, and then they all kind of take a smoke bath outside. Smoke bath. I don't know if that's a thing. I do know sound baths are a thing. I don't get how. I think it's just you're listening to stuff, and now you're calling it a bath. But anyway, so he goes in to put the incense on, and he kind of freaks out because there's an angel at the incense burner, and the angel is Gabriel, and he says, and a lot of times when you put the incense on, that's like the incense is a visual metaphor for your prayers, and a what do you call it? Smell-o-vision of your prayers. And so Zechariah is putting the incense on, and he sees an angel, freaks him out a little bit. The angel says, "Hey, I'm Gabriel, and I've come from the Lord to bring you good news. Good news, Zechariah. Your prayers are being answered, and your wife will give birth to a son, which will be a big deal, and you're going to name him John. I get he's your son, but I'm the angel, and I represent the big guy, God. You're naming him John. He'll be a great joy to you both, and bring much peace and happiness to the world. He's going to be a big influential guy." And then Zechariah says, "But how can this be? After all, I'm an old man, and my wife Elizabeth is past the age to bear children." That's all he says in the children's Bible. He says that, and the angel goes, "Dude, do not, now you're doubting me. I'm an angel, I'm granting your prayers, and I got to listen to that crap from you? I'm not listening to anything else from you. You're mute. You're mute. You're on mute until your son is born, and you better name him John. And once that happens, you'll be able to talk again. Okay, so you're getting a son, but just because you shot your big fat mouth off, I'm shutting that down. You won't be able to talk until the son is born. So Zechariah is freaked out. He can't talk. So I guess that makes him believe. God is really he's a tough dad, that's for sure. And so Zechariah's got to go out and do sign language to the other congregants that are outside. He's the priest, and he's like, "Oh my God, I just saw an angel," and he's got to tell them all that in sign language. And they think there's a miracle that's going on, and then it turns out that he does have a kid. So it's a happy ending. They name him John, and that's it. So what's it say? She stayed quietly at home. That's Elizabeth, rejoicing that God had chosen her to bear this child. So there you go. And I'm not sure what the moral of that story is. There's a couple morals that we can draw from that story. Number one, if you're a good guy, you believe in God, and you get to bring the incense in one day, don't be surprised if you get your prayers answered, because you've been righteous and you've been good and you've been listening to God. But when you get your prayers answered and the angel tells you, listen, all your dreams are going to come true, shut the F up. No feedback. In fact, I feel like that's a good policy with angels in general, or heaven forbid, if you actually get to speak to God, just do a lot of listening and yesing. Agree and listen, maybe throw an amen in there. Thank you, gratitude is always well received, but no doubting, no back talking, no back talking. Any interactions with deities, no back talking. That's the moral that we draw from this story. And also, you play your cards right, maybe you get what you want. Or, as the Rolling Stones say, you can't always get what you want, but oftentimes you can get what you need. All right, there we go. So that's your Bible story for today. Let's see what the feedback is. If anyone else goes into the altar, the Holy Holies, they get burned up right away. Ramon, thank you. I didn't know that. Flavi's eating a late lunch. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you want to hear some Grimm's fairy tales, Richard? Well, let's work our way through the Bible. Once we knock the whole Bible out, then we can get on that. If James comes from Yaakov Diago, where the heck did Zechariah derive from? I'm not sure. Well, that's a job for another day. Is it etymology of names? Is that a thing? Did they have SAP secondary audio programming back in those days? I'm not sure. Kimberly Kimmy, any friend of Jake's is a friend of mine. Well, that's very sweet of you to say, and thank you, and welcome back. And John became, I'm not sure, Jen, if that's John of the Bible. Could it be? I'm not sure. But that is what a story. You're right, Joan. He could have become Johnny Carson. Laura, good call. John the Baptist's dad, possibly. Holy knows. Okay. Thank you, Josh. My theological insights. Would I be available to preach at your church this Sunday? Es posible, because it turns out that I'm free, although I'm available only virtually right now. I did get a sweet call I did get a sweet call today, or a text today. Richard says it is John the Baptist. Well, great. That's good to know. Thank you, Richard. That would make sense to me. I did get a nice call text today from the head of sales from the company that I did the event last week to say that it was very well received. So I don't have to count on completely on my preaching and Sunday school career, but I'm accepting all offers. Yes, Jen, thank you for the clickable web link there. Facts about Zechariah, John the Baptist's father. Boom, overview Bible. Well, that's what I'm going to have to get next. After my children's Bible, I'm going to have to get my overview Bible, on my Bible timeline that I can print out and expand onto the walls. Julie, I've almost got the jiu-jitsu dummy stuff, speaking of other projects that are going on around here. I've almost got the jiu-jitsu dummy stuffed. I took the pool noodle out of the sleeves of my last dummy and I put it into the sleeves of the one you gave me. I've got a pillow, I've got a yoga mat spine and a head ball, and I've ordered 2 new pool noodles to run from the shoulders of the dummy down into the legs. And that, I'm hoping, is going to be finished by early next week so I can have a good fight with a dummy before I go get my colonoscopy. Life can be a dream. Life can be a dream. All right, this is a letter from Grandma, March 11th, 1983. So again, I'm 23. These letters, quite a few of these letters are from that time when I was in San Francisco starting my early comedy career. Kimberly, Kimmy, yes, the Bible is crazy. Do I think others in the church had title names like Betty the Secretary? I don't know. Ouija, hey, I'm glad you made it. Good to see you. You missed the Bible story, but it's available forever in perpetuity throughout the internet. You have a chronological Bible, Betsy. Yes, well, that could be helpful, but I like jumping around. I like jumping around. Yes, and Julie, I will show you the jiu-jitsu dummy when I'm done. Keith, nice joke. Jesus said to John, come forth and have eternal life. He came in 5th and he got a toaster. Keith, nice. Keith Card, everybody. He'll be here all week. I hope so. Stuff the dummy with bubble wrap so it sounds like breaking bones. Jen's got a jiu-jitsu dummy trick and it sounds pretty good. Anyway, this is a letter from Grandma, March 11th, 1983. I'm 22 at the time I received this letter. Thanks for the card. I sent her a card, obviously. I should take it down to show Grandma J and Grandpa J. So maybe I'm not sending enough cards when it's the kind of thing that you would drive 15 minutes to the other grandparent's house to go, look, I got a card from him. All right, last Friday, the 3rd and 4th of March, we went to World Day of Prayer at Peace Church in Gladbrook. That's where my other grandparents live. It was raining. So this is nice. They went to church. There's a lot of church stuff in this letter. I did preview this one. Then took some cookies to Grandpa and Grandma J. Grandma's black and blue spots have disappeared. Who knows? I don't think Grandpa J was a punchy guy and that he was abusing Grandma J. I think that she was getting black and blue spots, as we all do, as I do. Let me tell you something. When I'm doing jiu-jitsu, half the time, guys just grab onto. I come home and I got these bruises on my arms and parts of my body that are covered by the gi, the pajama thing, that I have no idea how they got there. So evidently that runs in the family. So Grandma J's black and blue spots have disappeared. She received a letter from Pauline, that's my mother, with pictures of me and my sister, taken at Christmas time. And the pictures of them, Gary Connell and Raymond Connell, that's my cousin Gary, who's actually closer to my dad's age, and my uncle Raymond, who's as old as my dad's sister, who's quite a bit older than him. Taken at the Cliff House in Decorah, which is a restaurant we used to stop between our house where my family lived and my grandparents' house, before he went to Saudi Arabia to look for oil. So Gary used to work for, I think it was Mobil, Exxon Mobil now. And he worked in Saudi Arabia, and then he also worked in the North Sea for a while. Don't tell Belinda. Margie, that's my aunt, my dad's sister, brought Grandma J a walker, but she just uses it at night. Doesn't like the walker. This is the thing that I don't know if we can be sure that all of us are going to have to experience. But when you get older, you don't want to get the hearing aid. You don't want to use the cane. You don't want to use the walker. You don't want to get the bifocals. I'm just saying, let's all make a pact with ourselves to get the stuff that makes our life easier as we get old, okay? That's what I'm saying. Don't talk back to God. These are your takeaways from today. Let's review. Don't talk back to God. Be a decent human being and maybe you get your prayers answered. And get the things that make your life easier as you get older. All right. Mr. Rolfs decided to put some acres in PIK program. I'm not sure what that is. Some kind of farm thing, I guess. Received a letter from Bertha in Kansas, and well, they have a farm out there. They have some farmland. The Plug family came from Holstein, Germany. Is that in the north near Denmark? Which in fact it is, but it's weird that my grandmother's asking me that question when I'm 23 and she's a grown-up lady and we're talking about her family. Okay, when Gary Connell and some went to Germany to find out more about Grandpa Johansson's family, they found records, and then they went to a cemetery and saw tombstones with names on them. And they were also from the Schleswig-Holstein area of Germany, which did used to be part of Denmark. We've had some very nice days, but the last week has been cold. It is March 11th, so March, comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb? I think so. And this is the beginning of March. It's the 11th. So last week has been cold. Frost on the windows one morning. Can you believe it? Ladies Wednesday, a member had a lesson on stamps, and stamps is in quotes, and had the largest book on U.S. stamps and a piece about them on the page. Also, a foreign collection book and a smaller book, a wonderful hobby, stamp collecting, just in case you're wondering. Tonight, we're going to Traer to an Eastern Star meeting, and tomorrow is school instruction at Gladbrook. Marches and everything is to be alike in all chapters. So they've got to kind of synchronize their Eastern Star chapters so that all their meetings are the same. They have a dinner before the dinner. I don't know what that means. Charlotte is going to the post office. Love Grandma. That's why she's not writing any more letter. That's so that we know. There would be more, but Charlotte's gone to the post office, so I've got to shut up and the letter's off. So there you go. All right, something's been happening. I should bring the colonoscopy person a gift. Yes, well, that's a great idea, Keys. What do you suggest? We have time to brainstorm this. Yeah, sprig of lavender. Yeah, that's a good idea. Ramon says he sees a camel. Just received the mail book replay. I may start it tonight. Don, yes, I hope you like it. I hope you like it. I did enjoy it, and I'll be curious to hear what you think. I hope you enjoy it, and as I said, please bear with the kind of juvenile 80s era male-female stuff, and kind of stick to just enjoy the story. So Joan says, I don't see Jake's shirt with all the stuff in the background. It just blends in. Yeah, well, that happens. That happens. Oh, Clinton, you are late. It's just me. But you're a little late. Yeah, you missed there was a Bible story and a real corker of a letter from Grandma today. So I'm glad that you guys were here. It's been my pleasure to do some talking on my own. My fun meter, personally, is on max. I have to change the batteries in the fart machine. This is a rare fart machine sighting. You don't usually get to see the fart machine, but this is what it looks like. And you can see it says fart machine right on it. Fart machine number 2. Boombox blaster. Yep, they got a real sense of humor there at the fart machine headquarters. Let's see. Let's just check and see if it works right now. No, it's dead. All right, so I'm going to be fixing the fart machine. Batteries are going to get changed for that tomorrow. Darren, it crashed out on the couch. Yeah. Well, I will bring pictures of my colon. You know what? I think I may have some of the colonoscopy photos of the inside of my colon from prior colonoscopies, but I can tell you from experience, they look like they're from the inside of your body. So how can they be terrible? But they're not fun to look at. They look a little bit like, oh, that's the inside of your colon looks like it looks like what you think it's going to look like, and you're sad that you're watching it. You're sad that you're looking at it. Shane Tollefson says, someone said broken bones sound like bubble wrap. Not exactly correct. They sound like carrot snapping, or at least that's what breaking an arm sounds like. LOL, miss you, Jake. Hope to see you and the Street Sports fam again soon. Oh, yes. Yes, that's one of my jiu-jitsu friends. Yes, I would like to see the Street Sports fam again. Yeah, I would like to get back there. I miss everybody. Thank you for that. Please ask Mr. Predicto if the colonoscopy prep will go well. I'd be happy to do that, Rachel. Mr. Predicto, will the colonoscopy prep go well for me?
That is a likely outcome.
How about that? Mr. Predicto is on my side for the colonoscopy prep. Feels pretty good. You need a heads up when I'm getting close to August 1984. Well, I'm not doing the letters in chronological order from Grandma, and sadly, Jen, I'm not gonna do the colon pics on the thing. I think that's not so great. I do like that there's a lot of chatter about what breaking bones sound like. On TV, there used to be a show called The Operation, but I don't recall them showing a live colonoscopy. Yeah, yeah. It's not so. You don't want to see the colonoscopy pictures. Even when the doctor shows you, they snap some. It's a camera that he puts in there, right? So technically, there's a whole video that you could watch, but he snaps a few pictures of the things that he's cutting out, so that he can tell you, I took this out, I took that out, I saw this. It's like pictures of a vacation that he just took in your colon while you were unconscious. It's not my favorite experience, but I've got the prep. His prep, the new prep for this new guy, is different from the last prep in terms of what they want you to take. And I might look up the other prep that I did the last time just because I kind of like that a little bit better, but I don't know if that's... Darren, are you doing the nasty citrus drink crap? No, this is over-the-counter stuff. I'm going to go buy it today, so I'll have it tomorrow. That's something to look forward to, isn't it? All right. So today's Seize the Day is from Steve Maraboli. And this is a thing, I can actually Google this guy right now. Let's do it. Steve Maraboli. He's an American writer, it says here. Has electrified, inspired, and entertained a wide range of audiences in over 30 countries. His unique style of bridging cutting-edge behavioral science. So Steve Maraboli, that's who wrote this one. He says, sometimes the greatest thing to come out of all your hard work isn't what you get for it, but what you become for it. And that's something that we can keep in mind as we think about the fact that while this show is not financially rewarding for me as yet, it has been very emotionally rewarding. It's very nice to have a place where we can all be together in this community. And thank you so much, everyone, for all the gifts that you've sent in. You're more than kind. Miralax, yes, Julie, that is correct. Bonus, it's Miralax. I'm getting some Miralax and some Dulcolax. And that's what I'll be taking. And then I've also got one of these left over. Hang on. From my first colonoscopy, I bought too many of the drinks. This magnesium citrate. This stuff, if you want to get a party started, you drink one of these down at bedtime, and you're gonna be at it, busy. Ring of Fire, if that rings a bell. And then, I'm supposed to get Gatorade to drink along. And Darren says, Steve Marboli's a dish at the Olive Garden? Maybe. You liked yesterday's Seize the Day, Jen, but you forgot it. Yes, well, I still have it here in the book, but unfortunately, I haven't been making notes about which one comes where. I can go back. Here it is. Yesterday's Seize the Day. I'm going to do a little reprisal for you, Jen, just because we're not selling T-shirts yet, Rich, but I'm trying to do that. Yesterday's Seize the Day. Brittany Burgunder. Whatever you did today is enough. Whatever you felt today is valid. Whatever you thought today isn't to be judged. Repeat that each day. That was yesterday's. That was a good one. There's quite a few good ones. I also like Steve's from today. So sometimes the greatest thing to come out of all your hard work isn't what you get for it, but what you become for it. So thank you guys. Happy Tuesday. Tomorrow's hump day. We're going to be back at Cameleer headquarters. Belinda has contractually agreed to be here tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you all. Meanwhile, don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. Trust me.